He has a offshoot group, SOS still, but singular. I'm just a fanboy. Sorry, Kevin.
Yo, Kevin.
Hey everybody.
See, amazing, isn't it?
My name is Kevin, and it's a lot of pressure. Cool. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. This is such a cool space. I'm not from Frogtown, but I feel at home in Frogtown very often. So to sort of bring that space here is just so wonderful and beautiful. Folks know who Robert Liang is? Robert Liang is a Chinese-American police officer in New York who murdered Akai Gurley and was not charged of anything. Folks know who Jamar Clark is? Yeah, Jamar Clark, once again, was murdered by the Minneapolis Police Department. Folks know who Daniel Macy is. Daniel Macy, when Jamar Clark was murdered and there was the gatherings that are happening at the 4th Precinct, there were these white supremacists who went up to the 4th Precinct and shot up the crowd. And news reports incorrectly identified 3 white shooters or 3 white people that did it, and they forgot that there was a 4th person who was an Asian person. And I think about that a lot. What it means to be a person of color, what it means to be Asian, and also to be still used as tools of white supremacy. So this is what this poem's about. It's called Wedge. A poem for Daniel Macy, who along with 3 other white men entered the 4th Precinct of North Minneapolis and fired upon a crowd protesting the murder of Jamar Clark. When I saw the mug shots the next day, 3 white faces side by side with a pair of eyes, with your peach skin, with a head of black hair that could have been my own, I wondered if you too wondered what it means to be Asian in this country. We're the highest PhDs per capita and the lowest high school graduation rates by ethnicity and have the same checkbox on the census. We're Chinese Americans whose ancestors have been here longer than the Irish are still asked, what country do you come from? Yet to be called their model minorities who do so well in school, who pull themselves up by the bootstraps, they look at us and say, those Asians can make it. Why can't black people get it together? You are poor, but at least you are black. You are illiterate, but at least you aren't black. You are lost, but at least you aren't black, they tell us. What does it mean to live in a country founded on violence against black and brown bodies when my skin is neither, to face racism in this body but to sleep easier knowing that every 28 hours one of my brothers or sisters has not been murdered by the police. But Daniel, money will not save us. Imitation will not save us. Our silence will not save us. Replace one word, and today's headlines read like a history book. Ban all Muslims in the name of national security. Internment camps are the only solution to Japanese espionage. Vincent Chin beaten to death by white auto workers, his skin too convenient of a scapegoat for unemployment in Michigan. The police who handcuffed and murdered Jamar Clark belong to the same city that put 8 shots into the back of Fong Lee. But Daniel, they say that we are too different, black and Asian destinies too distant. What about Grace Lee Boggs, champion of Detroit, who believed that a revolution that does not represent everyone is not a revolution at all? What about Richard Aoki, who scrapped alongside Bobby Seale and Huey Newton out on the streets of Oakland? What about Yuri Kochiyama, who cradled a bleeding Malcolm X in her lap during his last seconds breathing? What about these model minorities, Daniel? I cannot pretend to know your history, but based on your appearance in a country where appearances can kill a man, all I can do is ask if you believe that hate would save you. If you asked yourself once, if I laugh enough about black people and fried chicken, will they stop cracking jokes about kimchi? If I keep criticizing the size of Nicki Minaj's ass, will they stop calling me William Hung? If I kill a black person, will they finally let me belong here? Thank you.
You think you can stay up here?